All right, folks, welcome back to Broader Financial Future. Hopefully, you're having an amazing day so far. In today's video, I'm going to discuss one of the best tech ETFs to own in 2022, which includes Intel, Nvidia, AMD. Those are some of the companies that come in this particular ETF. But before we get started, just a couple of things. Hit that subscribe button. That's right. Start the new year's fresh by hitting subscribe. And for everyone returning back to the channel, thank you so much for your love and support. And don't forget to hit that like button. All right, folks, let's jump straight into the video. So today we're going to talk about VinIC Vector Semiconductor ETF. Now the ticker is SMH. Now this is an ETF I have my eye on for a while now. Basically, with SMH, you're buying into companies in a semiconductor production and equipment space. So that's the type of ETF this is. Now, who is it for, right? This is strictly for someone who's looking to get in specifically in a semiconductor space, basically chips, manufacturers of chips and things of that nature. Now, there's no minimum to invest because this is an ETF, it's not an index fund, and there is an expense ratio of 0.35%, which is not that bad. Basically, is a fee for them to kind of manage the fund. All right, so let's look at their top 10 holdings, right? So when you're buying into this particular ETF, these are the companies, their top 10 that you're actually buying into, which account for 59.16% of the overall portfolio. So you're going to get companies like Taiwan Semiconductor, Nvidia, which is pretty huge right now, Broadcom, QCOM, Intel, uh, AMD, and more. So instead of having to pick one individual stock or just a couple out of the bunch, you can just actually own them all depending on what your actual goals are. For me, one of the reasons I've been looking more into ETFs and index funds moving forward. I do have a tech index fund with Fidelity, which if you watch my Fidelity videos, I talked about that. But I'm looking for, more so like an ETF, and this is one on my list in the semiconductor space. I do own some of these individual companies like Qualcomm and Intel, but instead of just trying to, own them all individually, I'm looking for uh, a different strategy. Like I'm still going to own Qualcomm and Intel, but I do want to kind of look more into the ETF space when it comes to this particular sector. Now, let's look at the country diversification. Now, it's heavily weighted in the US with 79.10%. Second is Taiwan. Next is the Netherlands, and then Switzerland, and then other. So you do get a little bit of diversification with companies outside of the US. I do like to see some diversification with a company having some of its assets or a particular ETF outside of the US because I do have a lot of index funds that focus on US companies. So I do like to add some little bit of diversification to my overall portfolio. All right. Next up, it does offer a dividend, but it offers a dividend or a distribution yearly. So keep that in mind. And let's look at the performance, right? Because that's important. We want to invest in something that has some good performance. Past performance doesn't necessarily show you the future performance, but it's something good to keep an eye on. If you look at the 5-year history, it's up 312%. If you look at the 1-year history, it's up 28.43%. Not too shabby. But if you look at the past month, it is down 5.61% from its high. So that's something to be aware of. The tech sector is taking a hit overall. But this is one I'm looking into buying soon rather than later. But it's definitely, I'm going to have an eye on it. The thing is, tech has been hot lately. That's one of my biggest concern um, that we might see a dip. This is one of the ETFs I want to own in 2022. I'm gonna, like I said, keep a close eye on it from now, especially until April, because there's gonna be like a lot of changes going on. I like this ETF around $286 or less. Preferably, I might still buy it, at its current price. But as you can see, it is on my watch list. It is one I'm keeping a very close attention to when it comes to this particular sector. I think it's one of the best tech semiconductor ETFs out. Uh, and I do really like this space. And I think it's for me an easier way to kind of invest in multiple semiconductors all at once without just being overexposed with any particular company. Um, but yeah, overall, that's my overall thoughts. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only, and any investment may involve risk. As you can see, this particular ETF is down for the past month. So it really depends on, you always got to know what is your risk tolerance, right? So that's important, especially in today's market. All right, everybody. Hopefully, you have a good day. You learned something new. Let me know if you own this ETF. What are your thoughts overall? Until next time, peace.